What's up? What's up, YouTube? Smash the button.
Hi. We just dropped the kids off at school, and then I'm gonna take Augie's back here still, and Les we had an assembly, and now I'm going to go to Mission Thrift because I'm starting a new hobby. I've decided to learn how to knit because knitwear is just too expensive, and there's such a huge knitwear community out there and so many cool patterns. So I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna go and get some secondhand supplies because this Mission Thrift has a really lovely hobbies that didn't go well section. You can go get sewing, quilting.
Hobbies that passed away section.
Hobbies. And yeah, and then so we're gonna go and do that today and talk about some knitting projects I have coming up. Yeah, first day of school September, and yeah, we're ready to go. Okay, we are back from the thrift store, and I got this really cute quilt rack, and then a book, one of those knitting for dummies, and then a bunch of other needles. I'll show you that in a minute, but first I have to recover, as you can see, from our morning. It was first day of school, so everything's a little bit crazy. So I'm gonna do that first, and then I'm gonna show you what I've got and my plans. Okay, so I have my knitting haul here. So these are circular twin pin needles, arrow needles. And so I see a lot of people use these for making sweaters, which is eventually what I want to do. My first project I want to do is just like a blanket for Augie to put in his car seat. So just practicing stuff, maybe switching between just knitting stitches and purl stitches, and just kind of figuring that out. And then the next project I want to do is like one of those triangular, almost shawls. Like I've seen people tie them in front, like over top of their like wool jackets, and I thought that looks so chic. And I think that would be a really good project because then I have to decrease the knit stitches, and then that'll be a good practice. And then after that, I hope I feel confident enough to make a sweater. So with that, I got a bunch of needles. There's some that are just packaged up like this. So just different sizes. So 5mm, 4mm, 20, 24, size 10. And then I got some straight needles because this is what, I know how to do the knit stitch. I don't remember how to cast on, but I have videos for that. And I used to knit when I was like really little, like grade 5 and stuff, but I never made anything because I think my mom or my grandma taught me how to do the knit stitch, but then that was kind of it. Like there wasn't any projects. It's like giving you a sewing machine, like you know how to sew, but like if you don't do a project, like I don't know, it kind of ended there. So I would sew, I would knit, and I didn't like the feeling of it because I think I used acrylic yarn. And that's another thing, is just trying to figure out what yarn to use. So I have enough experience to know that I really like to wear cotton, use cotton, wash cotton. So I'm gonna look for that kind of yarn. But in the meantime, I just, have a couple of needles to start out with. So I'm gonna do a deep dive, and then I got this book. How handy that it's here. And that's like a nice reference too, because I like the YouTube videos for watching this kind of thing. These diagrams are useless to me in my mind. I need to watch someone do it about 1,000 times and then I get it. But this will be good for referencing back versus like which YouTube video was that? So I'll be like, okay, that's really handy. And then it has a lot of projects like mitts, which I don't really plan to do. I don't know, we'll see. I don't see myself knitting, like maybe I'll knit a hat, but I don't really see myself knitting anything other than sweaters. I think a big learning curve is gonna be how to do the yarn, trying to keep everything consistent looking, like how to pick yarn, how to keep everything consistent, just figuring out what I like to use and like materials, all of that. So, and just like the, sorry, I was just noticing like chemo caps. I'm like, oh, this is so sad, this project. But yeah, I don't foresee myself doing many projects other than knitting myself sweaters and cardigans. And my kids aren't really into that kind of look right now, but maybe in the future they will. But otherwise, a blanket every now and then is nice. I do like quilting, like quilts, better than knitted blankets in general. But I think that will be a good project. So I'm starting this, I think, in a sensible way, where I'm starting with normal projects. I started quilting where I was like, I'm gonna make an heirloom right away. And I was like, wow, I was in over my head with how long it takes to do a quilt. So that's my plan. Oh, and then there's this. So it's becoming a trend. I'm not even actually sure if this is a trend or not, but what I've been seeing on TikTok with the whole knitting community is like these really cute animal sweaters, and nothing, like it's usually like, it was like loons or like fish. Fish are really in right now, apparently. So I thought this was really cute to pick up, and someday I'll understand it. But yeah, there's the terminology to get over, and yeah, all like the graphs, they have all the graphs and stuff. So I just have to pour myself into this. It's just like learning to quilt, gardening, which I've done recently. And it's so interesting because crafts don't cross over very much. So if you sew garments, you don't usually quilt. But I feel like if you know how to sew, you can quilt easily. But if you learn how to quilt before you learn how to like sew a garment, those people don't like to make themselves things. That's what I'm seeing anyway. It's like, and then I was watching this knitting video and she was showing a project on like a fish project. Again, it's a whole fish video. The sewing project was just a very simple fish one, and she was telling all her knit friends, she's like, you guys can do it. You know, like you can do a simple sewing project. And I'm like, oh, it's so interesting because knitters won't sew. So you guys, we can do all of it. If I can do 2 of it, and if I can learn how to knit, then like you can do it too. So start a new hobby, do it affordably, and yeah, we can do it all together. I encourage you to figure it out because it's good for us to learn new things. Okay, so with that, I cleaned the kitchen. I did this. I just have some more chores to do around the house, and I'm just gonna watch knitting videos. I'll put a link down to the ones that I have been finding most useful. But otherwise, yeah, I'm just gonna teach myself how to do this. Tomorrow, I am going to go and try on a bazillion jeans for you. I'm gonna go to the Gap. So the Gap has petite stuff in stock. I was gonna order a bunch of stuff online, but the Gap at a nearby city has them in stock. So it's gonna be another quick trip because Augie's going to bed at 11:30, 12, and I have a happy birthday balloon to, like, you know how they fall asleep in the back and you have to like keep them awake. I have a happy birthday balloon that I'm like, when I'm a stoplight, like, stay awake. So I have that, but we have to have a quick trip tomorrow to try on a bunch of jeans. I'm gonna look at some stuff for Poppy, some pants. I've been meaning to order her more pants, but I need to touch everything because she's very specific about how soft things need to be. And so we have a shopping trip tomorrow. But yeah, otherwise today I'm doing this, chores, and let me show you what I'm gonna wear, and then I'll cut to basically this blending into tomorrow's vlog. So I'm wearing my Jillian Stevens Eve's dress, which I absolutely love. Just wearing shorts and a nude bra underneath. And then these are my new shoes. So these are the Sperry's. They're a Sperry and Aritzia collab, if you can see that. And so they're just like the Miu Miu ones that are really popular, but they're 1/10 the price. And they're beautiful. Look at this leather. So I bought these straight from Sperry. So this is my son's Minecraft. Sorry. So this is kind of my new fall shoe, kind of an update to wear with jeans like 2. And then, so yeah, this is what I wore today. Really comfy, cozy, really nice warm summer day. I'm so thankful that we have another warm day. I'm really sad about the summer weather leaving. And it was just a tough day in general. Being like, oh, bye summer, was such a good one. I'm sitting here, oh, I need a cup of coffee. but until then, I got at my garage sale 2 years ago a bunch of yarn, and I actually have a knitting machine, which is downstairs in my storage room. And I was like, this is an opportunity to buy something that's really cool, affordably. I forget how much it was. It was 2 years ago, but it was like a fraction of the price of what they are new. And then, yeah, it came with all of this yarn, and this is acrylic and wool. So we'll see how this goes. I love the colors of these so much. I think it's so pretty, and I think it'll make a really nice blanket. What I've learned from sewing and quilting, when you start out, like, I really want to be excited about a project, which is why when I started quilting, I was like, I want to make something that, like, I have to finish. And so I made these quilts. It's actually not finished. Kit's is finished, but Augie's is not finished. But the piecing, which I think is the hardest part, that's all done. And I'm like, I really want to work on projects that are exciting. And so there weren't any small quilt projects that made me excited, but there's a couple small ones here for knitting that make me really excited. And I think this yarn is so pretty, and I'm excited to see how it comes out. Like, this is really fun. So I have, a bunch of those. I won't use all of this for the blanket. This is probably all I need. I don't know. That's another thing. I need to gauge how much I need for stuff. So I'm going to sit here. I have 2 knitting needles I'm going to try on. I have YouTube on here. And then this is a 4mm one, and this is 5.5, the straight ones. So I might start with the straight ones and see how it goes. But I'm going to have a cup of coffee and just enjoy learning. I will show you a part of that process, and we will laugh at my beginning progress together, and then we will grow from there. So Augie woke up a little early. So what I have done, it's all twisted around, the cast on, and then I have the first knit stitch. So I'm doing this as though I'm making the blanket. I'm going to make it as long as possible. So that's where I'm at right now. So yeah, next time you'll see me, it'll be tomorrow, and we will go jean shopping together. So see you then. Good morning. I'm off to the mall. We are off to the mall together. We're gonna go find some jeans today. I'm wearing this Julian Stevens top, which this is such a bad way to show you, but here's the top. I back up, but the sun is hitting me. And then I have the Julian Stevens trousers on. Hold on, look at Poppy's cool fort behind. She needed to build something yesterday after school. All right, let's go to the mall. Hello, it is Friday, so this is a couple days later from when I first started shopping. So what had happened is I found some jeans, the dad jeans, at Aritzia, and I had come home with those, and I got the wrong jeans. So I tried on the light wash. I wanted a dark wash, and then they said they couldn't find it, and then they did find it. And so I purchased that without trying it on, which was a mistake because it was much bigger for some reason. I got it home and I was so upset because I spent all that time shopping, which sometimes isn't enjoyable, especially with like a baby who doesn't like shopping, and Augie was whining a lot. So I was pretty annoyed at that. But then I went back to Aritzia and tried on that, but then they gave me the Farah jean to try on, and I really liked that, and I hemmed it, and I'll show you a little square here of how I hemmed it. You just fold it over with the original hem on the other side, and I'll link below the tutorial that I used because I've seen it before, but it was yeah, really easy to do. Okay, so this is the Farah, which yes, I hemmed to my length. They do have short available online, but only certain colors, not this color. So that's why I hemmed this one. I really like these. They are long. It's something to definitely get used to. And if you were used to wearing skinny jeans or straight jeans, straight ankle length jeans, but I really like how these look on me. I like them with my Sperry's too. Let me try them on. And we have an Aritzia here in Mapleview Mall. If you're nearby, it has the best service. Like, those girls are so great. And they're the Limewood run, which I went to after, was fine too. She was the one who helped me find the Farah, but yeah, I really love the women over at the Burlington one. So these are them. And I'm really happy with how they fit. And I just have to get used to how things look. You know, like, you have to get used to how your shoes look with the different jeans. And yeah, it's definitely a change, but I really like them, and I'm glad I have something exciting to wear in the fall. I was not looking forward to fall dressing, and I think it's because I'm like, I just wanted new jeans to spice things up a bit. So this is them. They could be just a hair shorter, I think. I did wash them, dry them, and I wore them all morning before hemming them. But yeah, I get to guess it's a little different depending on the shoe. All right, so I think I hemmed them, like, not short enough. I didn't hem them enough. I really like this angle. These shoes are more of a platform sandal, so they work better with these shoes. So I'm gonna have to figuring out what shoes I would mostly wear. These are sandals, so I'm not gonna wear these. But yeah, the length is so tricky when you change jeans. I remember this happening with skinny jeans, and like, I didn't know what shoes to wear. I didn't know, like, just basically how to style anything. And then you have to go through this transition again where you're trying to figure it out. And you do figure it out. You have to figure it out because a lot of the stores stop selling your old jeans, right? So it is worth trying out new styles. And see, this looks nice. Just love this. But yeah, I might have to redo the whole hem or just find what else works with these. So that's the video. Jury's out on the length of these pants, but it's okay, we'll figure it out. Aritzia had really good service and choices. Everything's better online for petites. Honestly, they didn't have petites in store at all. They call it short. And then, yeah, Gap is the same way. So tough, it's tough, but we can do it. Next time you see me, I am going to have just come home from our couple days away. Wes and I are going down in the States for a couple days. I'm so excited. I'm excited to sleep. I'm so excited to sleep because I haven't gotten more than 6 hours a day, 6 hours a night. And I'm excited to just get away because we haven't done that, just us, for like over a year for sure. So really happy with that. I got some new Christy Dawn dresses down there because they had the sale. And so I'm so excited. It's going to be the best. So if you like this video, like it, subscribe, and I will see you next time, friends.